Robert Louis Stevenson. Treasure Island. Chapter 29. The Black Spot Again. The meeting of the pirates lasted for some time. Then one of them came back into the house and, with the same salute as before, which seemed a bit mocking to me, asked to borrow the torch for a moment. Silver agreed shortly, and the man went out again, leaving us in the dark. "There's a wind coming, Jim," said Silver, who was now speaking in a friendly and easy way. I turned to the nearest opening in the wall and looked outside. The big fire had almost burned out, and the embers were now low and dim. That is why the men needed a torch. About halfway down the hill to the fence, they stood together in a group. One man held the torch, another knelt in the middle, and I saw the blade of an open knife shining in the moonlight and torchlight. The others were bent over, watching what he was doing. I could see that he had a book in his hand as well as the knife. I wondered how they had such a strange thing. Then the man stood up again, and the whole group began to walk back toward the house. "They are coming," I said, and I went back to my place, because I did not want them to see me watching. "Well, let them come, lad, let them come," said Silver cheerfully. "I still have one move left." The door opened, and the 5 men stood close together just inside. They pushed one man forward. In other situations, it would have been funny to see how slowly he walked, stopping with each step, but holding his closed right hand in front of him. "Come forward, lad," said Silver. "I won't hurt you." "Give it to me, you fool. I know the rules. I won't hurt someone who brings a message." Encouraged by this, the pirate stepped forward more quickly. He gave something to Silver and then quickly stepped back to the others. The sea cook looked at what he had received. "The black spot. I thought so," he said. "Where did you get the paper?" "Ah, look here. This is not good. You cut this from a Bible. Who was foolish enough to cut a Bible?" "Ah, there," said Morgan. "There. What did I say? I said nothing good would come from that." "Well, you have made things worse for yourselves," continued Silver. "Now you will all hang, I think. Which fool had a Bible?" "It was Dick," said one of the men. "Dick, was it? Then Dick can start praying," said Silver. "His luck has run out, you can be sure of that." But then the tall man with yellow eyes spoke. "Stop talking like that, John Silver," he said. "This crew has given you the black spot in a proper meeting, as the rules say. Now turn it over, as the rules say, and read what is written there. Then you can speak." "Thank you, George," replied the sea cook. "You are always quick in business, and you know the rules well, George. I see that. Well, what is it?" "Ah, removed from command. That's it? Very nicely written, like print, I swear. Did you write it, George? You are becoming an important man in this crew. Maybe you will be captain next. Please give me that torch again, will you? This pipe is not burning well." "Come on now," said George. "You cannot trick this crew any more. You think you are clever, but it's finished now. Maybe you should step down from that barrel and join the vote." "I thought you said you knew the rules," replied Silver with contempt. "Even if you don't, I do. And I will stay here, and I am still your captain, remember, until you tell me your complaints, and I answer them. Until then, your black spot means nothing. After that, we will see." "Oh," said George, "don't worry, we are ready. First, you have ruined this voyage. You cannot deny that. Second, you let the enemy leave this place for nothing. Why did they want to leave? I don't know, but it is clear they did. Third, you did not let us attack them while they were moving. Oh, we understand you, John Silver. You want to keep the treasure for yourself. That's the problem. And fourth, there is this boy." "Is that all?" asked Silver calmly. "That is enough," answered George. "We will all hang because of your mistakes. Well then, listen. I will answer these 4 points one by one. You say I ruined this voyage? You all know what I wanted, and if you had listened, we would all be on the Hispaniola tonight. Alive, healthy, well-fed, and with the treasure safely on board. So who stopped me? Who forced me to act against my will as the captain? Who gave me the black spot the day we landed and started all this trouble? Yes, it is a fine mess, we can agree on that. And it looks like we will all end at the gallows. But who caused it? It was Anderson, and Hans, and you, George Mary. And you are the last one left from that group. And now you have the courage to stand against me and want to be captain. You, who have ruined everything. This is the most unbelievable story I have ever heard. Silver stopped, and I could see from the faces of George and the others that his words had had a strong effect. That is my answer to the first point, he said, wiping sweat from his face, because he had spoken with great force. I am tired of speaking to you. You have no sense and no memory. I wonder how your mothers let you go to sea. Sea? Gentlemen of fortune. I think you would be better as tailors. Go on, John, said Morgan. Speak to the rest. Ah, the others, said John. They are a fine group, aren't they? You say this voyage is ruined. Yes. If you understood how badly it is ruined, you would see. We are so close to the gallows that my neck feels stiff just thinking about it. Maybe you have seen men hanging in chains, with birds around them, and sailors pointing at them as they pass by with the tide. Who is that? One asks. That is John Silver. I knew him well, says another. And you can hear the chains making noise as you sail past. That is where we are now, all of us, because of him, and Hans, and Anderson, and the rest of you fools. And if you want to know about number 4, and that boy, well, isn't he a hostage? Are we going to waste a hostage? No. He may be our last chance, I think. Kill that boy? Not me, friends. And number 3? There is a lot to say about number 3. Maybe you don't think it matters to have a real doctor to look after you every day. You, John, with your broken head. Or you, George Mary, who had a fever not 6 hours ago and still looks sick now. And maybe you did not know that help is coming? But it is, and not long from now. Then we will see who is happy to have a hostage. And about number 2 and why I made a deal. Well, you came to me on your knees to make it. You were so afraid. You would have starved if I had not helped you. But that is not important. Look there. That is why. He threw a paper onto the floor, and I recognized it at once. It was the map on yellow paper with 3 red crosses that I had found in the oilcloth at the bottom of the captain's chest. I could not understand why the doctor had given it to him. But if I did not understand it, the pirates were even more surprised. They jumped on it like cats on a mouse. It passed quickly from one hand to another. They pulled it from each other. From their shouts, curses, and excited laughter, you would think they were already holding the gold and sailing safely with it. Yes, said one, that is Flint's work for sure. J.F. and a mark below, just like he always did. Very nice, said George. But how will we get it when we have no ship? Silver suddenly stood up, holding himself against the wall. Now listen, George, he shouted. Say one more rude word, and I will make you fight me. How will we do it? How should I know? You should tell me, you and the others who lost me my ship with your foolish actions. But you can't. You have no ideas at all. But you can speak politely, and you will, George Mary. You can be sure of that. That's fair enough, said the old man Morgan. Fair? Yes, I think so, said the sea cook. You lost the ship. I found the treasure. Who is the better man then? And now I give up, by thunder. Choose who you want as your captain. I am finished." "Silver!" they shouted. "Barbecue forever! Barbecue for captain!" "So that's your choice?" cried the cook. "George, I think you will have to wait your turn, my friend. And you are lucky that I am not a man who takes revenge. That was never my way. And now, friends, this black spot? It is not worth much now, is it? Dick has brought bad luck on himself and spoiled his Bible, and that is all." "It can still be used to swear on, can it?" said Dick, who was clearly worried about the bad luck he had caused. "A Bible with a piece cut out?" said Silver with a laugh. "No, it is no better than an ordinary book now." "Isn't it?" cried Dick, sounding happier. "Well, that is good too. Here, Jim, here is something interesting for you," said Silver, and he threw the paper to me. It was about the size of a coin. One side was empty, because it had been the last page. The other side had a few lines from the book of Revelation. Among them were these words, which stayed strongly in my mind. "Outside are dogs and murderers." The printed side was black with ash, which came off and made my fingers dirty. On the empty side, someone had written one word with the same ash: "Deposed." I still have that strange paper now, but the writing has almost disappeared, and only a small mark remains. That was the end of the night. Soon after we all had a drink, we lay down to sleep. Silver's only revenge was to make George Merry stand guard and to threaten to kill him if he did not do his duty. It took me a long time to fall asleep. I had many things to think about. The man I had killed that afternoon, my own dangerous situation, and most of all, the strange game that Silver was now playing. With one hand he kept the pirates together, and with the other he tried every possible way to save himself and make peace. He slept calmly and snored loudly, but I felt sorry for him. Even though he was a bad man, when I thought about the dangers around him and the terrible fate that waited for him at the gallows.